How's you going, folks? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's workshop. It's sunny. Holy smokes, it's sunny today. Haven't seen the sun around here in like 2 weeks almost. It's been nothing but rain. When it wasn't raining, it was pouring. And blowing, it hasn't stopped blowing since second Tuesday last week. Our snow is going slowly, a little bit here and there and everywhere, but for the most part, the snow is receding and the ice is still on the lake. Yeah, the ice doesn't usually go out of our lake until about the middle of April. So yeah, we still have a month more, a month at least, of ice in the lake. Because today is the 16th of March. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow. Big day, eh? Especially in Nova Scotia. Well, probably everywhere. But it seems like Nova Scotia, we really like to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Anyways, what I'm up to today is I'd like to take just a little tour of the property here to see, now that the snow is receding somewhat, we can say goodbye snow, hello summer work projects, to see what all is damaged and what needs to be attended to for the summer. I'm afraid there's going to be a lot. So let's start off. We're going to take a walk down here to check the boathouse, because remember last year I rebuilt the boathouse. And when I rebuilt the boathouse, I insulated with rigid styrofoam insulation around the pump enclosure. I haven't been in the boathouse since last November, so we want to go in there today and see just what kind of condition that's in, how it made through the winter. I hope it didn't freeze. And on our way down, we're just going to check for damage. And if you look here at my nice Loon Lake lawn chair, I was plowing here last winter. I remember I was pushing snow, or not last winter, this winter, pushing snow down here. And when I was coming by this chair, I tried to get as close to it as I could. I guess I got too close. Cruncho. So that's toast. I've got a couple of the chairs just like that over by the swing set. We'll check those out later on maybe. So we still have two chairs we can sit in. All right, so let's go down here. What a mess, eh, from stumping it out. We cut all the trees down because of Fiona. Apologize for the wind noise here too, it's probably pretty windy. We cut all our trees down, had it all stumped out, so this summer I hope to get the tractor in here and start kind of grade this off a little bit and landscape it, make it a little more pleasing to look at least, and maybe even get some trees planted in here if that's possible. You see these tracks in the snow. I was down here this morning with my estate car. I got them stuck in the snow here, so I had a little bit of a challenge to get through the snow, but we made it. So anyways, when I come down with the estate car, I said, well, before I go in the boathouse, I'm going to get the camera and take a video of it. So then put the estate car back again. The estate car started great, started right up, so that was good. I like that. Alright, so here in the back of the boathouse, I guess I have some lattice. That made out alright. I've got one loon up there, and the other fella, he's in bad shape, isn't he? So we'll have to replace him. My boat rack seems to have survived. Doesn't look too bad. Boats look in good shape. I've got these guardrails. I use those for a boat ramp, so the boat ramp needs work. This shoreline certainly needs to be attended to. Yes, sir. A couple of big pieces. This was the old spruce tree that was right there, sitting right there. And that's the buddy right where that line comes out of the ground there, the water line. That's where the big spruce tree was, sitting right in there. And that came down and cruncho right on top of my boathouse. But the boathouse is all fixed up. There's some more pieces of that spruce tree. It's a big tree, eh? And there's my dock. The dock, two front legs of the dock sit in the water. So I'm always concerned about how they make out when the ice comes and goes. But they seem to be holding up pretty good. And there's a little swim platform and ladder. That's good. Survived okay. We've got a pile of brush here. If I'm able, I'd like to burn this maybe. But if I can't burn it, well, we'll chip it up. Let's look at the boathouse here. I hope you can see good. Anyway, doesn't look too bad in here really, eh? Doesn't look like anything has been displaced. No wet marks or signs of moisture or water leaking in on the roof, on the rafters, anywheres. But yeah, everything else looks really, really good. No signs of water infiltration around the base. All right, the main reason we came down here was I want to check to see how my pump made out. Whoa, that's tight. Looks good so far. Yeah, nice and dry. Don't see any leaks in there at all. I still have pressure in my pump, so that's a good sign. Holding its pressure. I don't know how often the pump started through the winter, but let me turn the thermostat up. Yeah, I don't know how often that pump started through the winter, but right now it's not running and it's got pressure and there's no signs of any drips or leaks or anything on the platform in the cubby there, so that's good. Now I just turned up that thermometer, or thermostat I mean. Yep, I can feel heat coming there. So it kind of looks to me, at least, that everything worked out all right. The water is ready to go for the outside tap. I'm going to turn the water on just to see if the pump starts. So keep an eye on that pump for me, would you? Okay, we're running water. There's a little rusty coming out, but that's to be expected. Is the pump going to start? See the pressure's going down. Should start right about now. I mean now. No, it should start now. Now. No. Now. No. Oh no, don't tell me. Huh. Maybe it's not going to go at all. Oh! There, shut the water off and it built up pressure and it stopped again, and so that's great. I like it. Fits good and tight, eh? But that's what we want. We don't want it to be loose. So I'd say the boathouse survived the winter great. So I'll make sure I turn the light off there. It's always nice, eh, when repairs work out for you. So while we're down here, let's finish our tour. Take a little walkabout, as they say, right? So over here, this is my son Chris, his trailer. Chris bought this trailer, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago maybe. It was a second-hand, of course, and it was kind of in run-down shape. But you know what? He did a lot of work to it. He cleaned her out inside and put new flooring in it, fixed up the cupboards and the cabinets. I think he put new upholstery in too in some spots. He had it looking really, really good. Did a lot of work to it. And then he brought it out here 2 summers ago with the idea being that they'd be able to come out and camp in the trailer and stay out at the lake some, but then, well, Fiona happened. He was downhill since then. Tire's a little flat here, but I don't think that's a mortal sin. So yeah, Chris will be able to get his trailer going again soon. And last year he come out and set it up just to see how it was. And when he opened that up after being closed up all last winter, not this winter past, but the winter before, there was no signs of any critters in there at all. I was very, very surprised and pleased. But yeah, it turned out really nice. So Chris did a good job in that trailer, restoring it. So we'll stomp through the snow. See here on the bank, you can still see signs of scalloping from when I was mowing. We had a lot of debris around the yard and everything last summer from when Fiona was here. Now Chris mowed our lawn lots of times and he took care to be careful what he was bumping into, but the times that I mowed it, I wasn't careful at all. I just mowed it, right, just to get it done. Well, I ended up breaking the spindle and I didn't realize the spindle was broken, so scalloped, cut the lawn there, quite a few spots. So I've got to get the lawn tractor, Nanny's lawn tractor, the Husqvarna. I'll have to get that in the shop and go over the deck, make sure that's in good shape, and you know, fix the spindle and things like that. So that's another job. So here's our access to under the camp, and that's still pretty good shape. Probably can't see anything under there. We've got a little trap here for the critters. I don't know if there's anything in that or not. Yes, there is 3 or 4 mice in there doing the backstroke. One of these days we'll empty that. The bairns. I missed my trees. I wish we had the trees back. It was a lot nicer here when we had the trees. Mind you, it's still nice, but got a long ways to go to catch up. The flue from our stove, although we haven't used the stove in over 3 weeks tomorrow that we ran out of propane, so the stove doesn't get much use. And there's our propane tanks. And look at that symbol right there. Can you read that? Read that carefully. What's it say? Irving. Well, that might be what you see, but what it says is terrible service. 3 weeks ago we ran out of propane. Now when we went with Irving, they said, relax, we're putting you on automatic delivery. You don't have a thing to worry about. We look after getting you your propane, and you just enjoy the warmth of the propane stove. Yeah, well, their automatic delivery is terrible. I ran out of propane 3 weeks ago. So we have the heat pump. So, I mean, we're not freezing, that's for sure, but the heating of the camp is diminished. The propane stove was nice because it really helped with the heat, to stabilize the heat in the camp. So yeah, if you're ever getting propane, do not go near Irving. I just noticed this too when I was walking around. Look at this. There's a hole in the ground right here. That hole is about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 inches in diameter maybe. And if you look at this earth, it's pushed out in like 2-inch cylinders. It almost looks like the ground had a bowel movement, right? Well, these ones are broke up, but look at that. Yeah, I don't know what made that hole. I was thinking it was a branch, but a branch wouldn't push earth out. And there's a lot there, so that hole is deep. So I'm not sure what made that. Like that, I don't know what that is. Look at the amount of dirt that's pushed out. It's an afternoon's work for me. There's a lot of gravel here on the lawn, but like I was plowing access to the propane tanks just in case the Irving people decided they might want to grace me with their presence. So I was keeping this lane cleared, and that's where this gravel came from. And there was a big snowbank of snow here, but man, I don't know what that is. That has really got me bamboozled. Okay, over here we have our summer shed. So I was in here the other day, or tried to get in, but the door wouldn't open. Let's see what happens today. Nope, won't open. Maybe I can get this door open. This one's it. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, look at that. No problem there whatsoever. So yeah, we store like lawn chairs and whatnot in here. What else we got? Oh, I see wet on the ceiling. Oh yeah, water stains up there. It looks like looks like the roof's been compromised. This shelf here, it's kind of wet and delaminating. Nothing good in these containers because we've got campfire blankets in those. Oh, I know why this roof is leaking. Just wait till I close this door up again. There we go. Then we close this. I think the reason the roof is leaking, if you look at this tree here. What a scuzzy looking piece of tree that is, eh? When I built this little room, this little building here, I didn't want to cut that tree down because I would have had to dig the stump out, and it was, well, back then there was a bunch of trees around here, so anyways, I thought I'd just leave it. So then I cut this opening here around in the roof for the tree to grow through. You see that opening? It's right in the sun here. Sorry about that. Yeah, that might be better. Yeah, so I cut that opening, and when it's windy, the tree swings around, bashes back and forth. The roofing kind of damaged, beat up there. Wait till I show you. So yeah, I think that's why my roof is leaking, because this tree has got the roofing ruined. Oh well, another job to fix that. Around this side, I got a little firewood, This is for outside fires. It's mainly softwood in here. We had a lot of other trees blow down this fall and winter. Like that's a new one right down there. And in fact, when that tree blew down, it came down on top of the playset. And the roof was somewhat damaged from Fiona, but then when that tree came down on it, it finished the job. So it took the roof right off it. So yeah, the swing set looks savable. Still pretty level too. So we'll have to get at that this summer. Oh, there's the other two Loon Lake chairs. Those are some comfy, eh? They're like an Adirondack chair, or some people call them Muskoka chairs. But these ones are wider and they're not quite as deep. So they're easier to get in and out of. Plus they're wider, so you know, if like we used to be sitting around the fire when the grandkids were small, they'd come out with us and they'd want to sit around the fire too, so they could sit on their knee in that chair because the chair was nice and wide. It was nice that way. So just want to go down the lane here a little bit, show you this stump. Last fall we had a blow come through here. It was they were talking about it being like Fiona, and what happened was this tree blew over, and you see the remnants of it sitting there. But our power line is right there, if you can see it. And of course, when that tree came down, so did the power line. Ripped it right off the pole way out there at the road. So we were without power for about 4 days that time. But there was a crew from Quebec ended up here, and they put got the tree up, put the power line back on, so got us power. So thanks a lot for the line crew and powermen from Quebec. And then we had this tree blow down, well, after the first of the year. Snapped it right off. And we have a couple of compost barrels there, blue one and a white one. But look the way that tree fell down. It fell right between the two compost barrels. Pretty neat. So our compost barrels are still in good shape. And that tree was just almost long enough to hit the garden, and it didn't. So it's amazing, eh? Sometimes you think, oh man, the tree blew down, and when you go look around, you're pretty lucky with the way it blew down. Nanny's garden sign broken off, so we'll have to fix that. And we had a little fence around the garden, kind of keep the rabbits out, and it worked for rabbits. And luckily, knock on wood, we weren't bothered much with deer around here. But anyway, this little fence, that needs to be replaced. Also the raised beds, they're all pulled up out of the ground now. The frost does that, but I think they're compromised pretty good now, so I'm not sure. We'll probably have to dig them all up and try to recoup them somehow. Here's my sugar shack. The sugar shack did well. However, I'm sad to report I won't be doing any sapping this year. There was just too much going on, and I didn't clean up my gear from 2 winters ago, so I had a lot of cleanup to do, and I have no more bottles left to collect the sap. So I just thought, with all that was going on, I'm going to just postpone it, and I'll wait. So this will be 2 years in a row now I haven't done syrup, and that's disappointing. I enjoy doing syrup. It's always like, it always is a reminder to me that the long winter is over and spring is coming. So yeah, there's my burner and my pan. So I also have the generator in here. We use the generator a lot this year, so I have to service the generator. That's another job that's got to go on the list. And then down here, this little woodshed, Kathy's woodshed. Kathy was my sister, if you're wondering what Kathy's woodshed means. My sister Kathy, she's dead now. Poor Kathy. She was the baby of the family, and she was the first one to head yonder. We miss her every day. Anyway, we've got lots of hardwood there for the outdoor fire pit, which we'll start using once I get the chairs repaired. And my lumber shed here, just before we go any further. Let's have a look in here. Remember the lumber shed I built? It's dark in here, but it worked really, really well. I'm really pleased with this. I can come in quickly and glance and see what I have for lumber. And then over here for sheet goods, if you can see that. Apologize for the lighting. And then on this side here, this is just little cut-offs, like anywhere from 4 feet to 1.5 feet. So yeah, it's really slick this way. I can see quickly what I have for materials. So yeah, I was very pleased with redoing that wood room, woodshed into a lumber shed. So now get around to the this side of the shop. We can get to the greenhouse now. We call it a greenhouse, but we don't really, like, we don't have plants in there. It's not heated or anything. It's just probably a hothouse is a better name for it. But if you see up here in the roof, you see there's screening along the top. I had put vents on both sides of the peak like that with screen on it, so that we could raise those vents in the summer because it gets so dang hot in there. Get a little bit of air circulation. Plus the door that I made, this top part swings open, and then the window at the back, you can open the window and then the air would flow in the vents and out there, so it made the circulation a little bit better. But yeah, the inside here, it's been a long time since this was really attended to, so it needs a lot of work, and I need to fix these roof louvers or vents, whatever you'd call them, so they'll have to be rebuilt. But for the most part, this greenhouse is standing up pretty good. When I built it, I put a gravel pad down there, and then I put 6x6 around the perimeter. And then I built it, and you know, I'd say it's even still pretty level, although I don't have a level to put on it. But I'd say it's pretty level. There's the nice big window. That used to be the picture window in the camp, and it was drafty. These sliders was very, very drafty, so we changed it. So yeah, that's a little tour around. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you made a good list of all the jobs I have to do now for the summer. Thanks for watching, folks. I sure hope you're having a great springtime wherever you are. I hope the weather's turning and it's going to be nice, and I hope you have a great summer. And take care and keep watching Grampie's Workshop, and we'll talk to you soon.